listening to the Midnight Jury back on our normal time Friday night on WLWstudios.com, along with the Midnight Jury feeds on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, and TuneIn Radio. Last week, Saturday night, live on rantemradio.com, we had a blast, and we thank everyone who joined us. And of course, in February, the second Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will be back on rantemradio.com to give you our second live show, and I am so pumped for that. I had a great time, but now we're back to our normal Friday. We're starting our 3 weeks of threes with Sleepaway Camp III, Teenage Wasteland. I'm here in Philadelphia, and I am one of your hosts, the 21st Century Broadcasting Marvel, Midnight Mike Norenganger.
I'm Sleepaway Camp Henning.
And I'm your very best horror pal, Calvin Brody.
How fun was that live episode?
That was a good time.
Especially since we didn't have any AA and the rant put no limits on us. It was like, go as long as you want. And it was like 3.5 hours. We had a blast. We did all of our stuff. We did thoughts on The Last Jedi. We reviewed WrestleMania, the album. Had fun doing both of those things. We took some calls. Some people we missed on the calls, but they're more than welcome to call back.
There'll be other opportunities.
Yeah, next month, February, the second Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can always call us if you want to. Write down this number. It's 215-688-5741. That's our studio number. When we do live shows, you can always give us a call.
Now. Don't call us now.
No, because this is a recorded show for our release on Friday, every Friday night. All right, so we're starting our 3 weeks of threes. Little gimmick here towards the end of January leading into February. This week, Sleepaway Camp 3, Teenage Wasteland. Next week, Police Academy 3, back in training.
Yes.
And then the third week, the final week of it is Child's Play 3. Let's start this out. We have our new segment that we're going to do here in the intro.
Right.
But first, let's start it out. Let's talk a little bit about Sleepaway Camp, and let's talk about what we had. Let's talk about part 1 and maybe part 2. But then we'll get in. Obviously, in the segment, we'll get into part 3.
Real quick, regarding the segment that I still support calling On Trial a Woman's Looks.
That's not what it's called. It's called judging a woman by her looks.
I know, but I don't support that.
It's very straight and to the point.
I'm in opposition to that. But I
think last week we called it rating, but judging,
judging makes
that's the core motif.
No, let's go back to rating.
Okay,
rating women by their looks.
That is what we're doing.
I think judging makes perfect sense for the show. It's the halfway point between.
We're not judges. We're a jury, Adam Henning.
That's correct.
We rate.
No, but the jury judges.
All right, fair enough.
Ultimately.
We'll figure it out. As of right now, it's still called that.
That's bullshit.
Rating a woman, our new segment, which we've heard your cries, we've heard the demand, rating a woman by her looks.
The number
coming
of
up
people
here in the intro.
Asked for this. It's
strange.
It's
just people are loving it. We rate so many things we love. It's only natural we went to the women.
Why not?
You proposed the last 2. Why don't we alternate proposing?
No, I did
women?
last week, and then I have this week, and then I have one for Police Academy, and then I do have one for Child's Play. But if when we get to, I have one for next week, and then I think I have one for Child's Play. But if not, maybe we can work out one for Child's Play where you guys can pick, and then from that point on, we'll alternate.
Well, if it's always the same person picking them, I feel like the fun.
Well, that's fine. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Is that
starting in Child's Play 3, we'll start kind of whatever, because I already have some that I did, and
okay,
like last week we did Daisy Ridley.
Yes.
Yeah. So we'll see what we do this week. I'll keep that still a surprise.
Okay.
But tell me, let's talk about the sharp contrasts between what was the original Sleepaway Camp. A great movie, keeps you interested the whole time. It's weird. There's just a lot throughout the movie. It's almost like something's coming because it's just too weird. And then by the very end, you're like, holy shit. So if you haven't seen the original Sleepaway Camp, I suggest to anyone you go out and watch that movie. It's unbelievable.
No, I mean
I think I just spit.
The first movie is the anchor. That if the first movie wasn't as good as it is, there's certainly nothing after the first movie, from what I've seen, that warrants this being a series that people should check out.
Yeah,
like
no,
really,
no.
Definitely not.
in these movies.
Part 2 and 3,
Two and-
it's almost like they didn't even see the first movie.
and
They were like, oh, there's a killer at a camp named Angela.
Yeah, that was
And
literally. Yeah, that's it.
And part 2 and 3 are the type of movies that maybe we would have wandered across, like searching through VHS bins, like at the clearance bins at a VHS place. But they do not deserve. I mean,
They really don't deserve kind of the Sleepaway Camp name.
Yeah, or the amount of they have as much notoriety as they have solely because the first one is as good as it is. And I guess you could say that about any. I mean, no, that's not necessarily true. Some series pick up momentum as time goes on.
Yeah, there's some really good deep sequels.
Yeah.
But like Jaws is the entire Jaws franchise is based on how successful the first Jaws.
Correct, but when you
as
look
much
at
as you
other
guys didn't
series,
like the first Jaws, every subsequent movie after that just gets more and more silly, and then so it's essentially the genuine fear that the first Jaws evoked. It gave the momentum for those sequels, but those sequels, just like this, just kind of let you down. You're like, and then they're at SeaWorld, and then it follows them to the Bahamas.
yeah, like no,
something.
no, but there's a lot of other series like Friday the 13th where you get great deep sequels like 4 and 6.
No, absolutely. I'm
Same
not
with
disputing
Halloween.
that.
The part 4 is one of the is amazing.
Yeah. Well,
and I like part 3, but I'm talking about in the Myers canon.
Right.
Even Rocky, though, like the fire continues to burn as we go to 2 and 3.
Yeah.
That's the perfect way to describe a Rocky movie.
the
fire. I think there's a song like "Burning Fire" or
Burning Heart.
well, no, in the burning heart, just about to bust.
After part 1, the fire's out with this.
Oh yeah, and it in my
it's really
opinion,
disappointing.
it continues to
And they-
the bootleg part 4, the Survivor.
They keep like squeezing. What is it? The bellows or whatever. They keep squeezing the bellows, and it's just smoke. There's no embers left, but they're like, there's got to be something in here, and it's just like
That's
garbage.
actually, that's perfect.
Garbage.
And the thing is, like the part 1, and to varying, or for various reasons to each of us, it was so strong that it would have been fairly easy to keep the fire burning.
No, but at the same time, like after the kind of the shock and after the gimmick of the first one, where do you go from there? Like even in a legitimate sequel, where do you go from there? Because then
Sometimes we can come up with good stuff.
because then
If you want us to start thinking, I think we could get.
let's
into
do
some
it
interesting
as a
territory.
thought exercise. I mean,
Well, in part 2, Adam was really thought that at the end.
I wasn't
that-
here for either of those because you guys did.
Sorry
both
about that.
Sleepaway camps.
Well,
without me. That's right.
like I've said to you before, when we did the first one, it was before you became a full host of the show, and you were here.
We've held off on Hellraiser for like 4 years
I could
because
care less
Sivo
for-
can't fucking do it. But we couldn't hold off on
But
Sleepaway
it's not
Camp,
like,
which
but it's
I
not like,
love.
But it's not, at no point did you say don't do a Sleepaway Camp until I can be here. Whereas, like for instance,
Yeah,
I thought it was
with Jurassic
understood.
Park,
I had
Tim
no idea
Mayfield.
that you loved it that much.
No, but for
he knew. He knew.
No, but for Jurassic Park, Tim Mayfield said, "Don't do it until I can be there," and we held off like 2 years doing Jurassic
Yeah.
Park, and then we're finally like, "Okay, we're going to do it." And the same thing with Hellraiser. We're eventually just going to do it without Sivo.
Yeah.
So it's like, but that if you would have said to me when we started the Midnight Jury, don't
I
ever
thought it was
make
all
sure-
wrestling bullshit.
No, but
I thought I was
you
missing
knew
out
it
on Royal
wasn't.
Rumbles and fucking
You knew it
Summer
wasn't.
Slamborees or whatever.
But
not Sleepaway Camp
No, but
1,
during Sleepaway
the
Camp
classic.
2, he thought that at the end, like Angela was going to like pull down her because they do make a slight reference to the fact that she had a sex change. The government provided her in the insane
we made it
asylum
all
a
the way
sex
through
change.
Are going through Sleepaway Camp 1 without giving away the ending, but now we're just going to give away the ending.
Yeah, it's look. I've told people you have to go and watch it.
Yeah.
Sorry, like at this point, our show is a spoiler show. I feel like what are
Especially
we?
by the time we're on
like
part 3 now.
Yeah, and we're at 10 minutes into the intro, and it's like, look. If you're still listening, you should know the fucking ending
Yeah.
of Sleepaway
Fair
Camp.
enough, fair enough,
But
fair
in part 2, they talk about how while she was in like her insane asylum, that the government paid for her to have a sex change operation. Which at the time when we recorded, I laughed and went, "Ha ha! They'll never do that."
Chelsea Manning.
And now the government is like providing sex change operations for like demented people.
Dude, Chelsea Manning is running for office in Maryland. She's running for like senator.
But regardless,
I don't even know who that is.
He thought
Traitor.
He thought that at the end she was gonna like either pull down her pants and there was gonna be a vagina and then like balls were gonna drop out.
Think
The look on your face, your whole face lit up at the thought of that.
think
He loves that
think
shit.
about that creature at the end of part 1, and just the story. Just that's the cliffhanger. There's infinite possibilities. Like for part 2, there's this.
Well, why not in a part 2 have it start out with Angela in the insane asylum?
Ooh,
And then-
she's fucking. Is she
And
ripping at like her
she's
hair
all
out?
demented,
Yeah.
or even maybe she's not ripping her hair out. Maybe she's sitting there like Norman Bates in the end of Psycho, and she's sitting there all like perfect and like I didn't do anything wrong. I'm perfect. I didn't kill anybody.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? And then it cuts to like maybe a few years later, and she's being released, and then something trips her, and she immediately starts heading back to Camp Arawak or
It's
something.
like I feel like it would just be contrived. Like she walks out into the parking lot, like they just gave her a certificate, like freshly saved, and she's like, "Oh, okay." And she walks out of the parking lot, and somebody's like, "So you going camping up where that boy girl murdered all those people? What was her name?
No, but
Angela
what I'm
Baker."
saying
And
is
she's like,
No. What I'm saying is that there could have been more of a story than like in part 2. She's just at another camp, and it's a completely new actress who doesn't play the role as well. Pamela Springsteen. I would have rather them kept Felicia Rose.
Yeah.
Because she.
Well, the thing about Felicia Rose, though, is that she's so subdued, and she's so innocent. Like, and so she's not flaunting in the viewer's face that she's going around killing people.
Right.
Like it's done.
even though,
Or maybe
behind the
they when it starts out in the mental house, maybe they
nitwit
fix
school.
her. Maybe they fix her through therapy and make her back into a boy. So they cut her hair all short. So they'll take Felicia Rose and give her a boy's haircut, and kind of dress her like a boy and whatever. And when she leaves, she's a boy again.
That's interesting.
And then at the end of the movie, he's like going to like bang his girlfriend, like whatever, and he pulls down his pants and there's a vagina there. And it turns out she got the and yeah.
you get these balls back at the end of the summer if you're lucky,
Wait, what about
Bob.
a man? Because
A man's man.
'Cause
built the Eiffel Tower out of metal with brawn.
this thing goes through puberty. So what about
This thing, it's a boy.
Yeah, it's just a human.
It's a human. It's a male. A human male.
But wait, make those sounds again.
You have to like holding up the knife.
That's a thing. I know it's a man, but I definitely would like to see like
that is now like someone slapped her on the back while she was making that face, and now it's stuck like that, and that's all she can do is that noise and that face.
No, I'd like to see a man dressed up as a woman, almost like E.T.
Okay, when
And then you
dressed
see the
up-
balls and the dick.
You want to see more balls and dick.
Not the whole movie.
Why would he be wearing such a short dress as to have his just balls and dick hanging out?
At some point, it is it's ripped off, or the creature rips it off. That's what.
You're gay as shit, Adam Henning.
And then she wanders into a bar, and then where the gays are dancing, and then they get. It's not
And then
1986.
they gang rape her.
It's 1989, not 1986. They don't do that
Yeah,
anymore.
let's not talk
That's
about.
not-
We'll
we're not
save Police
pigeonholing
Academy
that.
for next week.
Just a transvestite killer, but not done in a jokey way. Like there's many possibilities. Is all.
What
I'm
movie
saying.
was it or whatever where some guy spread his legs and the balls popped out? Was it a scary movie?
Scary Movie 2.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. That's what you want.
Something.
Oh, yeah, I
Just
guess
these
it was.
balls
That's
to
right.
hang.
For some reason, I thought basketball. It wasn't basketball.
No, but that's kind of what we experienced in Sleepaway Camp 1. We do see
Yeah, full frontal.
male genitalia.
Well, yeah.
That just
It's not
that
quite the same thing. It's not the comedic. Like one's there for comedic value, one's there for shock value.
No, correct. But just that sexual exploitative sort of element is what I think is needed in a sequel to the first one because that's exactly what the first one is.
Yeah, the second one and the third one are just like standalone lame horror movies.
Slasher
Comedy.
with no
Comedy horror.
Yeah, with no
ties.
No, but
to-
what's the like?
Nothing
no
risque.
ingenuity.
Yeah.
Just no creativity.
Yeah, correct.
Nothing
No, it's
to
just
them.
formulaic. It's just
But
a
it's-
slasher
formulaic.
movie.
But it's even less than formulaic.
Angela Baker, Pamela Springsteen, and I write it in my notes, but I'll say it now. She's the least scary killer in horror movie history.
Especially in
Well,
this
Pamela
one.
Springsteen.
Yeah.
Yes. Not Angela Baker.
Yeah, not Angela Baker.
I can't remember her exactly from the second one, but in this one, she's not scary at all.
Very similar in
Yeah,
part
it's,
two.
it's horrible. It's
Actually, part two may be a little bit less like jokey and
Yeah.
like comedic. I can't remember. They have a very similar tone, 2 and 3.
no, they're
right?
almost the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, you know what? Let's move on to our newest segment. Let's get this out of the way. We'll head to our TV show theme of the week, and when we get back, we'll fully talk about Sleepaway Camp and Sleepaway Camp 3.
Are we looking up Pamela Springsteen and then Pamela Springsteen sexy?
No. This is how it works. All right, here we go.
I would. I'd be interested to see that. But that's,
All right, here we
we'll
go.
save that.
All right, so I'm going to give you guys a name, and this is our newest segment.
You guys can play at home. This is why we do this, folks. Not for us.
we do it for you.
We do it for you. We do it because it was your suggestion. You clamored for it, but also because of the inclusivity of it. All right, everyone can rate a woman based on her looks alone. So,
And what was that? What was the theme that we decided we were going to use for it? Oh,
she's got the look.
got the look. Let me get that up because I want to make sure we have some great feel in here. But
Roxette.
But what we're going to do here is we're going to have we're going to give you a name of a female. We all can do this like you said together. You Google the name. We rate that. Segment. Then we put the name in Google with sexy after it and see if your rating goes up or down because usually those are what we would consider like the best pictures.
and it's because there's two sides to every story, folks, and we at the Midnight Jury, we're fair and balanced.
Ladies and gentlemen, our newest segment,
Front to back.
rating a woman based on her looks. She's got the look. All right. Let's see who we're doing this week. Oh, this is a favorite of mine. So what we're going to do is we're going to put into our Google search Haley, Hayley. And I don't know.
Joel Osment?
I really don't know how to pronounce this. Orentia, Orantia.
Orange?
She is famous as playing Erica Goldberg from The Goldbergs, which is one of my favorite shows. So I put her in.
A lot of her pictures, it looks
And
like I put Haley Orantia sexy, but I didn't.
You got to wait for that.
No, but I'm saying it looks like I did, but I didn't. Some of
right.
these pictures are sexy.
All right, let's look at this first picture. See, I think she is. I think she's hotter than Daisy Ridley, in my opinion.
No.
Yeah, I mean, come on, look at that one. Look at the third picture in that blue dress that's cut out at the stomach. Yeah, she's definitely. See, sometimes though she has a fat face. Like in this picture, she kind of has a fat face.
All right, a little.
Do you understand what I'm saying? But
She's-
usually, like, look at this picture. She just hopped out of the water.
Yeah, she's
And
curvier
whatever.
than Daisy Ridley.
And
Certainly.
I do prefer that. I'm definitely preferring the. But look at this. This picture was just. Remember this is just shot on the beach.
Yeah.
And she looks great.
I mean, you got this one, too.
Yeah, I'm looking at that one too. Black dress, walking around.
In a park. Folks, it's not creeping when you didn't take the picture. Do you see? There's a difference. I'd like to call...
All right,
call that into-
I'm going to go right ahead and say better than Daisy Ridley. I'm going to give her... she has put on weight in the later years of the Goldbergs, which I'm not a fan of. But
A little extra game on her.
but you know what? Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to just go ahead and give my original rating, my first rating, before we put in Haley. Well, how do you think that's pronounced? Orantia?
Orantia.
Orantia. Before we put in sexy after it,
Excuse me.
I'm going to give her a B+.
Yeah.
Starting grade, B plus.
That's what I would give her too, because I gave Daisy Ridley an A-. I still like Daisy better because of the smile.
I just I'm not seeing a huge variation between putting in the name and then putting sexy after it. I feel like we should just give the grade at the end of both.
No, there's definitely a difference. I mean, I don't know if with her specifically. I haven't
seen one with any of.
When we did Daisy Ridley, I definitely saw the difference. So, I mean, I don't know if there's much of a difference here. I'll put it in, but give me your guys' grades. Just looking at those first ones. Did you agree? B plus?
Yeah.
B minus.
Oh no. Okay. Oh no, but that's a video. Okay. No, they are showing a lot of her in that. When you put in her name with sexy afterwards, you do get a lot of those purple bikini shots, and I mean, all of them look to be taken not while she's paying attention, and she looks really good. Even though, look at that one of the wave crashing behind her back. She's like, oh, I don't want to get wet. Oh, you're about to get wet, bitch.
I don't want to get wet in the ocean.
But
I was hoping to not get hit by a wave.
I made the mistake of bringing. Here it is. I knew this was going to happen. I made the mistake of bringing my dog to the fucking studio.
Come on.
She's in the green room barking, and you could probably hear that. So I'm gonna have to go quiet that down when we hit our ad break. But no. I'm now going to this. As long as it looked like she gained weight in the most recent seasons of the Goldbergs. But I'm going by what we're seeing here, and with what we're seeing here, I'm gonna move her up to an A minus.
That's really crazy.
Yeah, sorry.
Nah, she's staying at a B plus.
Mine's a B minus. Her feet
right.
are.
Do you want to? Oh, you've looked at her. You wiki feed it. You did the wiki feed.
Every one of these people that we've done.
Course.
Yeah, that'll be part of my criteria.
Now, do you want to add those up, or do you want to? I say A minus. He says B plus. You say B minus. If you got a final verdict, we're going to give our final verdict. But remember, people, we want you to go over to Twitter and follow us at Midnight Jury. Go to Facebook, facebook.com/Midnight Jury. But we're much more as a group active on Twitter. So we'd love for you to go over to Twitter and follow us at Midnight Jury. And we'd love to talk to you. We'd love to make new friends, and we'd love to follow you back. So do us a favor and head over there. We do have our TV show theme of the week coming up. Actually, let me bring that up while Adam is doing this. And all right. Hold on one second here. Adam Henning. Here, let's hit the gavel to deliver the overall Midnight Jury final verdict.
Paul Fries.
The verdict is in. The verdict is in.
And the overall Midnight Jury grade for Haley Orentia, did I say it right? That just
that sounds
Orentia,
right.
quick, is B plus.
I just want to say that I think she's a fine-looking girl, but B plus, according to compared to all other women on the planet, I think that's a way overstating how attractive she is.
I think you need to watch her in the Goldbergs because
I see
her personality
her in that.
and the way she carries herself.
Doesn't matter. We're basing it on looks alone.
I agree. For this segment, it's rating a woman based on her looks. Agreed. But I'm saying, I think part of my high grade. Also, I've seen her so much on this show. I really like her personality and how she makes fun of herself, like Dee in It's Always Sunny.
Yeah.
To me, when a woman can really make fun of herself and make herself look unattractive, a lot of times in the Goldberg, she makes herself look like really gross and nerdy. I really like when girls can mock themselves.
Yeah.
Pretty girls, because usually pretty girls, I feel like, aren't willing to make fun of themselves. You're not going to see a pretty girl on Halloween not go out as something sexy.
Right.
But, this seems like the kind of girl who would go out as something stupid and ridiculous just to get a pop of someone. All right, so we're the Midnight Jury. That's our intro. When we get back from this break, we're going to be doing Sleepaway Camp 3, Teenage Wasteland. But before that, we have to go to our TV show theme of the week. Guys, this week, it's Salute Your Shorts. We're going to stay in the camping genre since we're doing Sleepaway Camp. Salute Your Shorts. What'd you guys think of it? My favorite part of Salute Your Shorts, Budnick, and of course, Zeke the Plumber. I think that those are two things that super stick out. And of course, Ugg, Lee.
I didn't watch it, to be honest, very much as a kid, but I do remember that there was an episode where they wanted to do a camp musical or something, and Donkey Lips wanted to do a version of Return of the Jedi, and Ugg told him no.
Ugg.
Lee. I mean, I haven't watched an episode in 20 years, or if not more, since it was on TV. So like Donkey Lips sticks out, but really the thing that sticks out the most is the theme song and like the whole thing.
It
Did
makes
you guys
me wanna fart.
Yeah.
Did you
It's
guys
so
enjoy the
90s.
show as a kid?
Yeah,
Tough
definitely.
90s kid.
The other character that sticks out is John Connor's cohort.
Yeah, Bobby Putnam.
Yeah.
Well, the thing I liked about Salute Your Shorts is at this time, it seemed that Nickelodeon was putting out a lot of great shows that not only kids could like, but adults could find humor in.
Yeah.
So Salute Your Shorts was one of them, and of course Pete and Pete. I think Pete and Pete was one of those shows that I still watch to this day and really laugh at. I think things are really funny.
Well, Nickelodeon that we grew up with, and I would say about 97, I would say 97 or 98 was the transition period. Nickelodeon before 97 or 98 was the shows that you're talking about. Even the cartoons like Doug and Rugrats weren't like Disney cartoons and TV shows. After
Correct.
that, Nickelodeon and Disney are kind of the same type
they
of...
they kind of met in the middle.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to give you some ads, but first, here's Salute Your Shorts, our TV show theme of the week.
We run, we jump, we swim and play. We row and go on trips. But the things that last forever are our dear friendships.
Camp Wanna.
We hold you in our hearts.
And when we think about you,
It makes me wanna fart.
it's I hope we never part. Now get it right or pay the price.
Now we will share a lifetime of the fondest memories. By the lake of Anawana, sat in the old pine trees.
Camp on. We hold you in our hearts. But when we think the thing came apart.
Think I wanna was, think